How was SLAM created?
So, back in 2001,
Alright class, pay attention.
I was a physics teacher here at the school, and I just really hated it. The students were boring, they hated the material. You know, it's just physics, so everybody's in agony when they're doing it.
Putting that calculation into the calculator, we get triangle x equals 2.1. Does everyone got that? James, this is the 6th or 7th time I've told you to put that iPod away.
I was also teaching computer science, and that was a lot of fun because, you know, you do a little animation, a little 3D modeling, computer programming and stuff, and so kids enjoyed that.
Okay class, open up your Macs, open Blender, we're gonna be animating lightsabers today. Now that we've animated our lightsabers, we can add some sick and rad sound effects. Alright class, homework is pages 52, problems 1 to 3, due on Friday. Time to grade these physics quizzes. What do you mean school is the number of valence electrons in sulfur?
So, are you busy right now?
Yeah, I'm grading physics tests right now, and this is the first one I already handed out at that.
Well, after you're done, I was thinking we can go to lunch together, because I have an idea, and I think you might like it.
For shizzle my nizzle. What time?
In the break room, at 4.
Okay, I'll see you there.
So after he left, you know, that day was a bad day in physics class. Probably everybody failed that day. And I went to Hargrave and, you know, told him about my bad day. And he came up with this idea to start an academy, about this multimedia academy.
What if we start a media academy? There's already one for business with my video production and your computer science. We could make a whole media academy.
This idea is a freaking bomb, but we need approval from admin and the principal first.
I already have a teacher in mind, Mr. Tobin. He just moved from Great Britain and he's here to teach history, American history. All you need to do is find an English teacher.
So I said, yeah, let's do it. That sounds fun. And that's how it started.
What's this? Oh, someone sent me a letter. Meet me after school. Hargrave.
You know, so after talking to Hargrave, you know, we decided to create the academy. It was a great day. I went home and I talked to Mrs. Farley about being our English teacher, and she agreed. She thought it was a great idea, and she wanted to be the English teacher. So I emailed Hargrave, told him, "Hey, I found us an English teacher."
Welcome, welcome. I'm glad you could make it. I summoned you here today to talk about our new media academy.
Do we have a name for this academy?
Not yet. We'll figure it out.
So what's the plan? How are we going to convince admin?
I was just getting to that.
Why'd you slam that paper on the table?
Wait! Say that again. All right. How are we going to bring this up to admin?
Well, we're a multimedia academy. We could argue that technology is the future, and I could show students how to make films and graphics.
My students work on creative writing a lot, and it'd be cool if they brought their stories to life by making movies.
And I'll teach history. All right, I'll set up a meeting with Abnett. Slam on me, slam on 3. 1, 2, 3, slam!
All right, so we got prepared for our big meeting with admin. You know, we got our arguments straight. We got all kinds of plans ready. You know, ready because our administration, they're a bunch of grumpy, you know, people that you know, everything's got to be perfect, right? Everything's got to be thought out. So most administrators are like that.
I swear to God, I am going to hit you all with this gavel, and I'm going to switch Mr. Tobin's team from the Giants to the Angels.
Yo, man, this movie media is the future. It's a bunch of BS. Okay? These people that go into art careers, they become homeless bums.
You hear that?
So anyways, the day of the meeting came up and we brought in a big file, you know, and laid it down and made our argument. And surprise, surprise.
No one cares about this academy. No one's going to join it. No one ever for the history of this school.
You know, the meeting went so well. But I was so shocked when they came back with, no, we can't do this. And, you know, I had to go back to teaching physics again. Oh, God, I hated teaching physics. It was so terrible. Oh, F equals ma and Newton's laws and momentum. Oh, God, it's so boring.
Hey, you got a letter
I did?
from admin.
Oh, thank you. What? I'm fired? This can't be. No. What?
Yeah, so it was about a week later, you know, I was just angry about the whole process. And, you know, we tried to have more meetings with the administration and tried to come up with better plans that maybe they would approve, and it just wasn't working, you know. And then, you know, something happened. The administrator came up missing, and I have to admit, it was me. You know, the guilt of that day. I still feel pain from it. You know, still feel guilty. You know, that man had a family, kids. He was just doing the best he could with his life, his plans, his school. You know, but there was a higher purpose. You know, there was a higher purpose that we needed to create this thing. We needed to create this thing called Slam. So I had to do it. You know, but it still hurts. It still eats at me. Just think about that man's decaying body under A Hall. Sometimes I walk in through there, I can smell it. I think I can. So I kind of avoid A Hall. Everybody should. Anyways, you know, we had to do it. We had to build this. We had to build Slam, and so something had to be done.
I swear I am going to bang Hollywood with this gavel and put the Slam in Slam